A big portion of adrenaline is brought to you by LAMAX Electronics, general partner LAMAX Grand Prix of Czech Republic. The main partner of the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic is Beto Company Storage Systems. Partners of WSC are Peugeot, TrueCam, BO Oil, Motorsport TV and Zabel.
Sanders and Haller, watch them. They were quick. The number 11 crew off the line.
They definitely managed to get that Zabel hooked up out of the gate. Let's see if they can pull it again.
Well, some clouds have come over. It's still very, very warm, 25 degrees-ish. In our commentary point, it gets quite warm, actually. Julian Veldman there, number 10, the youngster. What a race he had, third in race one, ahead of Giraud. But Etienne Bax's recovery through the field was something else. He'll be looking for nothing less than a victory here, the reigning champion. Currently sitting in 8th place in the championship, 106 points versus 201 from Marvin van Lucana. There's Benjamin Weiss. Benjamin Weiss had a good race in the opener. Clearly likes the circuit, which I have to say, now we're looking at Stuart Brown, favours the right-hand sidecars. Stuart felt that 6th place in the opening race, given the problems they had overheating problems. Joe Millard slipped round the handrail and got himself tangled up on the front of the outfit. They had to stop to let him recover. But given those problems, even then, they said 6th is about as good as we're going to get round here with a left-hand chair. Well, there you have it.
And also, everybody is on the pace. There is nobody that is slow out there. It's all quick.
Well, that, if we take the interview by Veldman, you know, everybody is quick here. And Giro backed it up as well. Said it's very hard to pass because everybody's flying.
That's right. It's not, as Valentin said, it's not so technical. There's not so many big jumps and technical pieces.
Gert van Verven, Jens Mans. Good ride for them.
It's Christoph Santemans.
Yeah, Santemans has been around a while, hasn't he?
Yes, he certainly has.
Valentin Giraud.
And there is Varek and Lauris Dadas.
So the Estonian-Latvian crew. Good crowd here. You shouldn't be on that footbridge, but what do you do? People are people. They've paid their money. They want to get the best view. Don't tear the banners down, please, so you can get a better view. It is lovely and warm, and there's almost a party atmosphere in the crowd here. And for those of you who've never been to an international motocross, guys come along with chainsaws without a blade on, and they rev the chainsaws frantically as if there's not enough engine noise going on. It's something akin to the old football rattle back in the day.
Yeah, whistles and anything they can make a noise, they will make the noise.
So Steve Randall alongside me for the second outing here. This man, Marvin van Lucana, will be looking to make it the double here and further extend his lead at the top of the table. He's something of a revelation, I have to say, this year. Just been getting quicker and quicker. Slim, fit, an athlete, been riding sidecar motocross since he was 10. And that's what you get for your trouble. You get to be a superstar in your late teens.
But he also has Ben van der Bogart, 3 times world champion, sat beside him.
Good point, vastly experienced. Watch this, watch the gate go. And away he goes again. Van der Kenner got another cracker. Hopping it over, look at him, he's on the left-hand side. Has he got the whole shot? Yes, he has. He's done it again. Giraud, not a bad start for Giraud. Looked about 4th or 5th, but another flying start for the young Belgian and the championship leader.
3 for Valentin. Deerkins is there. I'm looking for Stewart.
Davy Sanders got a cracker as well, did he not?
I think he did. Veldman is there. 5 or 6.
That's Bax. It's Bax right with him. Etienne Bax is going with Van Lucana. So a flying start from the reigning champion, determined to move further ahead. The gap between Etienne Bax and Veldman in the points, just 3. So if he can pull 3 points back on Julian Veldman, he's going to go 1 place further up the standings. Etienne Bax getting away. Number 15, that's Varek and Didas.
It's another good start. Normally Varek is not known for a good start, and there's Stu Brown, so he must have had a problem off the start. He's well down.
He is. It looked almost as though he was cruising. Surely that's not
poor George Kinge and Dave Keane.
British crew out of it then.
And that's the Czechs.
Yeah, that's Kolinic.
Yep.
Petr Kolinic and Matej Heja. So the Czech crew out of it. Good support here for them. Look how high they go over the jumps. A bit of dust despite the watering packs. It's not letting him get away. Van Lukena hammering over the bumps, but he knows he's got a fight on his hands this time. He's got a man who knows what it's all about. Injured he might be, fit he's not, but determined. He's got it by the spade loads.
It all depends on how much effort he took out from the first race, how long he can keep this pace. And I think Marvin knows this. But it's going to be a cracking race. There you go. He's trying up the inside, up this climb to the straight.
He's going early. He's going early.
He's trying the inside line.
Kurt Barrick, Loris Diders, number 15, right with him. There's Valentin Giraud. There is Veldman. And 85, Arne Dierkens.
And Kunas has had another good start.
Yeah, they're not known for their starting either, but the Finns have come good, haven't they, this year?
Very good. Two young brothers. Hermans is up there as well, 6, I think.
Whoa, this is going to go all the way now. I can tell you, whatever Etienne Bax is on, I want some of it to get home tomorrow. He is really, really flying. Allowed painkillers, of course, but there's a very serious doping rule in this sport. There's an actual doping facility, so he can take painkillers, but he can only take painkillers on the approved list.
Of course.
Veldman.
Dickens. Kunas, 14 going through. And then we have Sanders with Hermans just through on the inside of him.
Yeah, Hermans has come from the back row, so Kern Hermans knows he's got to get his finger out, and he has. He's really up to it already. 9th place at the first lap.
Looks as though Stewart's made a couple of places also.
Van der Kenner's getting the hammer down here. He's hitting those jumps. He's going to try and break Etienne Bax on the downhill sections. That's where he's going to be able to be quicker. Nothing in it between these two, though. Etienne Bax is tucked in behind, following it. Oh, dear me. Kasper Stupidus nearly pitched off the rear wheel there. That's what happens sometimes. It threw him, but he's vastly experienced.
Bax likes that inside line on that turn. He does like that inside turn.
Well, I think he's going to have to keep trying it so that when the time comes, if he gets close enough, he's got an option.
Of course. And each time he shows that front wheel to Marvin, he knows he's there. Barrick is still going well.
Yes, he is.
Giraud there is looking good. Veldman looking good. Dierkens looking good. Kunas 14. Hermans 5. And I think it was Sanders 11.
It was. No, Santos 19. Santos 19. It's all right, don't apologise. You're picking them up when I go. Here they go. And look at Etienne Bax now. Is he going to be able to stand the pace now? You can feel it with every bump, can't you? That's that big, massive downhill jump that jars the shoulders.
But they've seemed to have pulled away. They've made a little bit of a gap between Varick, and Varick has a little bit of a gap between Giraud, and then again between Veldman.
Stuart Brown 14th. So Stuart Brown right behind Kushan, very, very close. Nothing in it. Less than 0.3 of a second.
Hermans is attacking Kunas on the inside and takes it.
A little touch on there, thank you very much. That was an acknowledgement of, he didn't exactly give him the place, but he left the barn door wide open, didn't he?
Exactly, but that's one place that Hermans likes to dive up the inside in that particular turn.
Knowing that he's got, as I said earlier, he's got a world-class passenger, he's got every confidence to go tight in there and get the power on.
Exactly. And in this sport, that's what you need.
It is about confidence in both sides.
You have to have total trust in your driver.
Marvin van Lukena, Ben van den Bogart then. Right with them, Etienne Bax, Kasper Stupidus. Bax knows how important this race is. He's already in a 22-point position. He has to finish there, of course, but he wants more than that. There's only one. We interviewed him earlier on. He said, there's only one place for me, and that is the victory. So I'm going to do everything I can to win race 2. But Van der Kenner is looking strong now.
He's looking very strong. He's hitting all his marks, all his breaking points. He's hitting the ruts that he needs to be in, and he looks in control of this at the moment. Quick look over his shoulder just to check.
He's filling Etienne backs in. It's not pleasant when you ride through that stuff. It finds its way down the back of your goggles somehow. I've no idea how, but it does. And you get grit in your eyes. It's just...
And also the air intake on the bike behind obviously is sucking in all this dust.
Yeah.
Which again...
Massive filters, of course.
Exactly.
Big air filters. Kurt Varick and Loris Dider's going really well, and we're not seeing the flamboyant style from Valentin Giraud that we saw at the end of last season and early this season. There, Kern Hermans, Nicolas Mousset on that line, but he took it wide and drifted into the berm. But the inside line is a passing option if he's close. That's the one he'll take. It's also a passing move because once it's a block pass. Once he's there, he's got the line.
He's committed and he's got the line, and there's nothing you can do. Here, Marvin van Luken has opened a slight gap between him and Bax.
Yeah, he has.
And we have Barrett still there in third with Loris Dider's.
His quickest lap is 0.4 of a second faster the race leader, so he's on a charge. Valentin Giraud and Johnny Madère, who, you know, hats off to the lad, he's done well. He jumped in with a guy who's got an absolutely fearsome reputation of being fast and hitting the jumps hard, which he does, Valentin Giraud, but he's using his loaf here. He's riding within the capabilities of the passenger, if you ask me.
Yes, for sure. Yes, Valentin is well known around the GP paddock by the spectators. He rides that sidecar like a solo, and he is absolutely incredible on jumps.
A former MXGP rider himself on solos back in the day.
Yes, until he had a serious knee injury, and that's stopped his solo career, and he went to the dark side and came sideways.
Yeah, I've never recovered from it.
Nor have I.
Wonderful. Around the British Superbike paddock, they called me Mr. Sidecar. God knows why. It just happens to have fallen in my lap somehow, but there we go. Anyway, Kern Hermans, number 5, going really, really well here, making up ground. Let's see.
Dirkins is making the ground, and he's pushing on to Velden also. Again, he tries that inside line. No, not quite this time. So he's going to have a look again inside. No. Okay, Kunas is just in behind them. So here we see this battle between Luc Rosting and Arne Dirkins and Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset.
We've temporarily lost our live timing. Our interlink is coming from the truck about 10 yards to my right, and it's intermittent to say the least, but we'll talk about what's going on screen. You can see Kern Hermans and Nicolas Mousset really, really pushing on now behind Arne Dirkins and Luc Rosting, and that's going to be the next, if I can put it this way, notch on his bedpost, because he's going to pass him, there's no doubt about it. The youngster is so quick and so fit, and he knows he's got a lot of catching up to do.
Each time, all the time that he sat behind Dirkins, the front boys are getting away.
Yeah, Hermans currently in 7th place at the last time. Veldman in 5th, Giraud 4th. Stuart Brown is up to 12th, so he's moved up 2 places, but he is a little bit off the pace, having changed an engine. In the first outing, they had those overheating problems. We had a problem with Joe Millard swinging around the front of the handrail, which meant they had to stop for him to climb back in. It's not that easy a place to be, quite an undignified move, but despite that, 6th.
Bax is still there. He is still pushing, which is amazing. The guy is just incredible.
He'll come good. I'm sure he will come even stronger at the end of the race. Goodness knows how, but Etienne Bax and Casper Stupilis on the back of Marvin van Luken and Ben van den Boga, putting the sidecar wheel up the bank to get a slingshot off the bend as they come up through these ruts now. This is the smooth side on the right. Bax goes on the left. That favoured left line, it puts him in a good position though to chop round this left-hander. He's swung high, he's gone very high, he's got the drive off the bank though, so maybe that wasn't such a bad move. This is the bend on which he dived underneath Valentin Giraud. There's a loose bank in there, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he could get close enough, he'd try that move again on the race leader.
I think you could be right there. There's always the opportunity if you leave a little gap open, a little door, somebody will be through it for sure. But Etienne is well renowned for his clean driving.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's no way that Van Luken, as fast as he is and as good as he is, he's got the advantage of youth, and again, the disadvantage of lack of experience. And he's up against a guy who's been there, done it, won 2 world championships, and he's going to pull every card out of the pack, isn't he?
For sure. And Hermans now has gone in front of Arne Derkins, number 85.
Well, that was very predictable. So that's Kern Hermans then up to 6th place. At the front, the red plate holder, Marvin van McKenna out in front, but it's Etienne Bax right with him. Kurt Varrick is going to be sucked into the jaws of Valentin Giraud, I think. Very shortly, we're going to see Giraud move into that 3rd place position because he's right on the back and lapping nearly a second faster than Kurt Varrick and Loris Divers, the crew in front of number 15, Estonian Latvian. Bax is not being dropped at all.
He's keeping the same place with Marvin. He's trying a few different lines. You see him here taking that inside line and Marvin taking the outside.
Yeah, well, Van Luken goes high, Bax goes high for longer and gets a slingshot off the turn down into this right-hander. That's where he closes on.
Yep.
He definitely closes off that big bit.
Definitely does close in. And there's still that sort of similar gap between Varrick and Valentin Giraud. Feldman in there also. That nasty little climb up the face of that jump.
I said that nasty little chap on the bike, but we didn't. It is a nasty little chap. They're all just the greatest of guys, these fellas. It's such an intimate paddock. It's a real family atmosphere. Giraud and Etienne Bax, the only 2 crews who have 2 sidecar outfits each in their pit box. So not only do they have spare engines, they have a complete spare bike, which is set up identically to the number 1 race bike.
Hermans is definitely catching Belgium. Definitely, it looks closer on the screen.
Well,
definitely looks closer.
They are young rivals in their home country as well. They lock horns regularly in the Dutch Sidecar Motocross Championship, and now here they are at world level. And you just get the feeling, well, I get the feeling, having come into the sport again after such a long time away, there's a new breed of young talent sweeping through, and we're seeing that on display now.
For sure we are. There is a lot of good young drivers and passengers out there that are having a go and being involved in this great sport.
Arne Derkins, Luke Rostang.
Arne Derkins is riding with a slight injury to his elbow that he sustained in Ukraine. It's the 2 Kunas brothers.
Yeah, good ride from them.
Davy Sanders there, Gert van Werven, and there's Stuart Brown on the back of Gert.
Yeah, and that is a move that will take Stuart Brown into 10th place if he can pull it off.
Good.
So, again, Stuart Brown consistent in the standings, 6th at the moment on 112 points. Can he improve on that? Well, he almost certainly can, because if he can earn some points over Varrick, who's only 1 point ahead, he knows what he's got to do.
Yeah, of course, but Varrick is in front of him in this, this race.
And he's in the front mix as
yeah.
well. Now Etienne Bax is closed.
That is closed considerably.
Yeah, he has. And you watch now, he's round the outside, he's trying a line. Sorry, he's round the outside trying to get the power down, taking to the inside line, and he's through. He's set side by side, neck and neck. He's right with Marvin van Luken now. That's as close as he's ever been. When we get to this favoured bend with the high sweep on the right and then the dive down to the left, is he close enough? But those downhill jumps, oh dear me.
Also into this corner. I think if he was closer into this corner, he would take the inside line for sure. He's not close enough this time. But that was a cracking effort.
Etienne Bax and Kasper Stupilis, they might as well be joined at the brain because they think the same way. They will be planning the race the same way. They will have talked through the tactics. You can rest assured, oh, that was a tricky moment. That took him across the rut. That was almost an off. And you can see now, if
Going inside.
He's going inside. Are they going to be able to get the drive down towards that bend? Oh, took the front end down, a shake of the head, but he tried it. Look at Eddie and back shaking his head.
He wasn't happy with that.
Oh, what's happening here?
Control yourself, Etienne. Calm down.
That was crossed up on the run.
That was sketchy, to say the least.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
But Marvin can breathe again, and
yeah, Casper Stupidus stayed with it, because that was one of those moments that could easily have jettisoned the passenger.
of course.
It was on the point of tipping over.
Yep.
What a race we've got at the front here, Steve.
Definitely a good race. Barrett there all alone. Valentin Giraud's is behind.
Yeah, he's not closing down either.
No.
Dennis Veltman.
Veltman, and Herman's is catching him slowly.
Yeah.
He's catching him slowly.
Valentin Giraud is going to slip into the clutches of Julian Veltman, and Kern Herman's there as well. And still Arne Dierkins plugging on.
Plugging on. We have 12 minutes gone, or 12 minutes to go.
Along the bottom of the screen, you can see 5th place, 6th place for Veltman, 7th for Hermans and Mousset, and 8th place for Dierkins and Rostan. Back at the front, after that, we're about half distance. No, we're not. We're not even at half distance. We're about third distance, just over. So a long, long way to go here for Etienne Bax and Casper Stupidus, both in some discomfort. Contrarily, the crew in front of them are absolutely fighting fit. But Etienne Bax is going to have, just wondering, when Marvin van Buchanan came out across and nearly snatched the front wheel out of Bax's grasp, did that give his shoulder a tweak?
Possibly would have done. That could have done. That would, yes, for sure. Possibly whether Bax now will attack again, will gather his thoughts and work him out and have another go, perhaps a little bit later on in the race. We will see. But it was all fairly clean. Still on the bikes.
He's closing again.
Yeah, he's definitely closing again. Casper Stupidus.
You would want him in your camp.
You
would want him in your camp.
He is an absolute machine. Absolute machine.
Incredible man.
It's a back marker.
Varick still holding a very, very respectable 3rd place. Kurt Varick and Lawrence Divers.
Hermans hasn't seemed to make any more ground on Veltman.
No, well maybe Veltman got the hurry up. Now Bax is back in business.
Yeah, he's coming back. He wants some more.
He's incredible. I tell you what though, he's not going to get too close this time. He's going to do it where he can and try and give himself a bit of margin. It's those downhill drops where he gets. Now we've got tail enders. What is Marvin van Buchanan going to do here? He's going to take the inside line to see if there's a way through. Let's hope Etienne Bax doesn't fall foul of the back markers. No, he's round. The number 48 crew respectfully moving over. That's Jan Bukal and Pavel Bukal, the Bukal brothers from the Czech Republic. To huge encouragement from the chainsaws and the air horns of the Czech crowd. Look at the circuit, the way it's digging up.
The ruts down in that bottom section of the track are really starting to rut. Again, Bax is close. Oh, Bax went for the inside line and there was a back marker.
Didn't actually. Oh, the back markers.
You're gonna play.
No. Come on. Give him room, give the man room. Etienne Bax was balked well and truly there. The 54 down my list. That's Pavel Hero, so another Czech crew. And credit to the Czech boys, there is a blue flag system here, but they're on home territory, they're racing for points, and why wouldn't they keep going?
Exactly. It's been frustrating when things like that happen, but they should be aware of what's going on around them and observe the flags, we'll say. So
another back marker ahead of Marvin van Buchanan. Passenger looks over his shoulder. I saw him give the driver a little tap there. Van Buchanan on the inside. Bax is going on the outside, but he's in the wheel tracks of the back marker. That's Van Buchanan took the back marker then and got balked. That slowed him momentarily, and that was enough for Bax to pounce.
Marvin had to change his mind very quickly there and change the direction very quickly. This is how these guys work so quick together. The passenger and the driver are as one. They have to think as one.
It's interesting. This is fantastic. The crowd giving these boys the hurry up. The clock counting down. We've got 9 minutes of racing before we see the 2-lap board.
Stuart Brown and Joe Millard are up to 8th, so they have taken over the two Kunas brothers.
And ahead of them, Dierkins, their old adversaries from the previous race. So a good, respectable ride. You know, whatever you say about Stuart Brown, he's not a quitter, is he?
He's
plugging away.
He's an old Riley Fox. He's the old man of the sport, should we say?
Well, you might not appreciate that.
No, possibly not, but he is the oldest driver in the field.
I would like to be you on the journey home.
And luckily I'm flying home.
There you go. Valentin Giraud then now has closed. Valentin Giraud and Johnny Badair are closing in on 3rd place, just as Etienne Bax is closing in again on the race leader. There's nothing between them. That bit of elastic has shrunk. He's wound him in now. He's not going to make the same mistake twice, I can tell you. If he goes for that favoured sweep off the right-hand bend, where's the line here? You see how he approaches the jumps with a bit more caution.
Yep. See, Bax has gone for the outside line that he did before. He's tried that line before.
Yeah, and it puts him on the inside
here. Yes, for sure. He's looking all the time and making Marvin aware that he's there.
Yeah, and the nerves will be jangling, I think, with the young Belgian, because he knows he's got a double world champion, and the fact that he's riding with injury must fry Marvin van der Kelly's head a little bit, because he must think,
how can you ride? How can you ride with the injuries that you have?
You do that? Yeah, amazing.
Oh, big hats off to that.
Here he goes. Oh, Etienne Bax. Was that looked? That looked. He hit a rut funny there.
Possibly got cross-rutted there.
That caught them. He's on the inside again. He's trying every single which way here, keeping his left arm tucked in by his body to ease the discomfort on the shoulder. He's again over on that line.
Yeah, again he's too far away again this time, but he's there and he's keeping the pressure onto Marvin. And Marvin now has to keep his head for the last 6.5 minutes that we have.
He's got to defend.
But you can't defend too much. You have to still do your own race, otherwise you start making mistakes, and those mistakes will let Bax through.
Bax rode very high over the deep sandy banking that last time round. He's beginning to look a little bit ragged and
a little tired, yes.
And I understand completely how that can happen.
We're looking now for the 3rd place.
Right time coming and going, but we're looking for the 3rd place battle between Kurt Varrick, Loris Diders and the closing Valentin Giraud. He's slow out of there, Van der Kelly.
But Marvin's moved across onto Bax's line.
He knows he's all over him like a rash, isn't he?
Marvin will have the inside line going down into the bottom.
I wonder
of
if
here.
those spectators realise the significance of this, that just what is going on between these two. The young pretender leading the championship, carrying the red plate, will go away from here carrying the red plate, regardless of what happens. But Giraud 2 seconds off. Giraud 2 seconds off. Kurt Varrick and Loris Diders. 5 minutes plus 2 laps remaining in this riveting race.
Hermans has gone through on Veldman.
Our director is doing an absolutely brilliant job, because he knows the significance of the battle at the front, but he also knows the significance of the battle with these two guys further down the order. These young guys, Koen Hermans and Julian Veldman, carrying the number 10. Veldman with Glenn Janssens, Koen Hermans with Nicolas Mousset.
Of course, just in front of Hermans and Mousset will be Valentin Giraud. Bax for the inside line. No, not again this time. It's trying everything he knows. The playbook is out.
Etienne Bax and Kasper Stupilis wide round, they're close again. They're right on the back as they come. Up the hill, round the top, down towards these downhill drops. This is where Van Lucena eases away a little bit, because Etienne Bax has to treat it with a bit of caution. Round this left-hander, then the right-hander, then the frighteningly fearsome downhill charge with the two big jumps. So we've got the big tabletop first. Over they go.
Marvin is on that corner. Marvin has learnt Bax's line and has taken his line away from him, which is clever.
It's beginning to look like a done deal. Marvin Van Lucena is starting to stretch. Oh, no, Veldman out of it. Oh, Julian Veldman absolutely gutted.
He was in 6th.
Out he was, out of 6th place.
Such a shame for the young lad, such a shame.
See if I can entice the line timing back into service again.
So Marvin Van Lucena still got that slender lead. Again, Bax tries that very outside line. They both swing up to this big, bold turn. Again,
he's on him again. He sort of had a bit of a rest, Etienne Bax, the number 82. And
he's coming back for some more.
He is coming back. He's not going to let this go easily, is he?
He's not going to roll over and have his belly turn.
Over the top he goes then.
Stuart on Deakins.
Stuart Brown, number 4, he'll go the inside line tight here. No, he hasn't. He's followed him round that one, but I think Arne Deakins will be able to sort that one out. Varick 3rd, Giro 4th, Herman's now 5th. Veldman's still showing, but he's gone out of the running. That puts Deakins, the man in front of the number 4 crew, Stuart Brown, up to 6th, and Stuart Brown will therefore go 7th. We have just over 2 minutes at the front of the race before we get... Oh, this is a good charge by Etienne Bax, who's alongside. Can he cut through now and get the power on? He's all fighting, he knew that. He's got to give it his best shot now. He's too close to waste it. Over off the downhill jump again goes Marvin Van Lucena, but Etienne Bax was at him on the inside line there. Astonishing stuff. The number 30, sorry, go on.
If Bax makes the move, I think that is where he will go. Marvin took his line away from him, and now Bax has come back to Marvin's line.
He's found another line.
He's found another line. He is very clever.
That's Pozzi, the Italian, moving over. He's fully aware of what's going on here, making way for the hard chargers, and Etienne Bax is a hard charger. Just over 1 minute before the 2-lap board comes out, and it will be something like 35 plus minutes of racing that you've seen here. And it is terrific stuff. There, Pozzi, the number 32 crew. Oh, Timmy Giro gets it wrong, but he recovers. So close, and Hermans is on him. Hermans is past him.
Oh dear, Valentine.
Well, it's a tricky, we know, we've seen that shot from the back, so we know how difficult that hill is. It's got a pile of loose sand on the outside, and Johnny Bader is a good passenger. You can't fault the passenger. Oh, here comes Bax again. Let's get back on with the battle at the front, and we're with it. So Valentin Giro then, heading for another 4th position here. He'll be kicking himself, and Hermans is on a potential podium.
If Bax gets close enough, this is where he will attack. But I don't think he is close enough now, no, for sure. Made a slight mistake there, the chair wheel came up. Marvin now just has to keep his head. 2 laps now to go. They should get the 2-lap board, I think, this time.
Etienne Bax has given it his all. A remarkable performance by a man carrying a double shoulder injury, a broken collarbone and a dislocation. He's strapped up, holding him together. It's just, well, are there any professional footballers out there watching this? It's incredible. Just on with the game.
They are, this is one of the toughest sports you will see in the world.
Etienne Bax.
And to do what he is doing, I will take my hat off. Fair play to the man. He is a great man. And Herman's in 4th, come through from the 2nd row. That's another cracking ride for the youngster.
Race leader then, Marvin van Lucena, Ben van den Bogart, 3 times a world champion passenger, and he has been the catalyst in the relationship which has galvanised Marvin van Lucena into the action that we've seen in the 2018 season. Brown is now 7th behind Arne Dierkens. Here is Stuart Brown and Joe Millard.
Yep.
They've gone past Arne Dierkens, so Stuart Brown and Joe Millard are now up to 6th place. Here is Etienne Bax.
I didn't see whether they had the two lap board that time, so no, Bax is definitely not close enough. Maybe the back markers will play.
I think he's got too much territory to choose from.
Yeah.
Bax has been with him, shadowing him relentlessly the entire race. But the young Belgian,
he's held off a couple of good passing chances by Bax.
Yes, he has. Here comes Etienne Bax. He can't throw caution to the wind on the last lap as he would have done if he was fully fit, because if something goes wrong, it could end his season. So he's got to be a bit circumspect about this.
And also that's going to be a good result for Varric and Laris Davis.
Oh, it is.
Very good result.
3rd place for them.
Yep.
For the Baltic state riders. A lot of this championship takes place in Estonia and Latvia, and there's a very, very strong support for it over there. 10 rounds, 12 rounds in the championship, visiting 10 countries.
Quick look back from Ben just to make sure that Bax wasn't too close. Yeah, the youngster now just has to keep his head. Ben will be shouting in his ear to keep going. But Bax is not giving up, almost.
That was another one that Casper's, the sidecar kicked up, and that probably cost them any final chance of closing on the race leaders.
As I say, I think this is the last lap. Yeah, last lap. So will Bax attempt to move? I don't think so. I don't think he's close enough.
1,760 metres to do now for Marvin van Lucena. Is there a twist in the tail? Is there any more drama left to unfold in this LAMAX Czech Sidecarcross Grand Prix? They're coming up against tailenders, but the young Belgian has shown that his head is wise. He uses the track to the best advantage, doesn't take any silly manoeuvres.
So I just see Veldman go through the shot, so perhaps he got that engine going again.
He's not on the leaderboard,
okay.
So no Veldman showing.
Okay.
So, well, he's actually showing in 25th.
Oh, outside the points.
3 laps down.
Yeah.
So Veldman, it's a tragic loss for him. That's a real shame. You're watching then a masterclass here from Marvin van Lucena, but Etienne Bax has got one last throw of the dice, I think. Not close enough.
No, I think Etienne is throwing in the towel now. Enough is enough. Almost 30 minutes trying to attack this young lad. He's been very brave and cracking effort, absolute cracking effort, and well done to the leader.
There you have it, Marvin van Lucena, Ben van den Bogart. That was a Belgian yes under the helmet. Oh, that almost, they nosedived it over that one. Bit of showboating.
He'll be so happy underneath that helmet.
They know what this means. There it is, double victory.
Well
and
done.
A brilliant second place for Etienne Bax.
Yeah.
Equally impressive 3rd for Kurt Varric and Loris Dieders. What a race if they manage to hold off a resurgent Valentin Giraud, but it's looking that way, waiting for the rest of the finishers. Such was the pace at the front. Varric and Dieders, here they come. The gap back to them, well, something like 20 seconds.
And Hermans. That's a cracking result for him. 2nd row.
Hermans brings it home in 4th. 5th place will be Valentin Giraud and Johnny Badea. There they are. almost cruising over the line. They know there's no hurry. They've done the job. What can we do? We did the best we could. Well done. A bit rueful, I think, the Frenchman.
Yes, he wants to win everything, and, which is understandable. But yeah, fair play. Scored points. They were both safe and ready to fight another day. Here comes Joe and Stuart crossing the line.
6th place for Brown and Millard. And look at Casper Stupis.
Look at Bax. Absolutely gone.
Look at his face. If ever a picture told a story, that one does. Exhausted, exhausted.
Absolutely.
But 2nd overall in the Grand Prix of the Czech Republic for Etienne Bax. Who would have thought that? Nursing those injuries, he is all but finished.
On Wednesday, he said he didn't know whether he'd be able to ride this Grand Prix.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Winners overall, Marvin van der Kenna, Ben van den Bogart. 2nd overall in the Grand Prix with 2 impressive and amazing runner-up spots, Etienne Bax and Casper Stupis. Stuart Brown will have done himself a power of good. Kern Hermans heads home Valentin Giraud. I'm wondering if Giraud will claim 3rd overall.
I was just trying to work the points out. I was just trying to work the points out myself. I think he possibly will.
Well, the loyal pit crews trudge their weary way back, and there it is, the result confirmed. Terrific, terrific race. 4 seconds ahead of Etienne Bax and Casper Stupis van der Kenna. Varick, Hermans, Giraud. The gap right back. In fact, it was more than 20 seconds. It was 27 seconds back to Varick and Didas. So that pace at the front really left the rest in the shade. Stuart Brown, though, from a bad start up to 6. Good effort from the British crew, so their charge goes on. They will not pass Varick in the points, I suspect. No, they won't, because he was 3rd, but they stay in 6th.
There's some very tired people out there. There's Hansi Baxhold in the picture, 4 times world champion. Was out today riding his famous EML. Gentleman there with the silver hair and the glasses.
Wonderful. So the crowd here being treated to some pretty spectacular racing in round 5 of the 2018 World Sidecar Cross Championship, and we will of course be talking to the guys down there just as soon as they've caught their breath.
There's one happy man.
What a race. What a race. So many times Etienne Bax had a lunge at Marvin van der Kenna, and each time he got it wrong. But here, a very, very pleased overall victor.
You wouldn't think he has just done almost 40 minutes racing a sidecar, would you? Amazing.
Yes, let's have a bit of decorum. Put the shirt on, please. But I know how you feel. They're the hardware. And of course, under FIM rules, there is prize money. You can imagine the cost of tramping all across Europe to compete in these world rounds in these far-flung countries. Most of these guys have to work for a living. Chris Helm, notable reporter for the British press, writing for Trials of Motocross News this weekend. Another doyen of the sport. There you have the overall standings. Double victory. You can't do any better than that. Van der Kenna, Van den Bogart on top of the pile. Etienne Bax 2nd overall. 3rd overall, Veldman and Glenn Janssens. 4th, it's Giraud. Kern Hermans 5th, and Stuart Brown 6th with 30 points. That will enhance their total. Great result. And further down the order, Varkendiders did themselves a power of good. They finished 7th from the Kunas brothers. Sanders, Benjamin Weiss, Van Verven and Dierkins. I would have thought he was higher up than that. He was plugging away. Let's hear what Marvin van der Kenner has to say after that epic victory.
Marvin, congratulations again. Fantastic racing weekend. Tell us more a bit.
Yeah, it was a perfect weekend. We had over the whole weekend, every time in the first place. It's crazy, feeling so good. Big thanks to our team, she worked a lot. Also to Ben, everyone, thank you so much.
So now Czech Republic is your favorite country?
Yeah, for sure, but I like before all this track. It's a heavy track, but very fast. But yeah, you see, we like this track, and it resulted in an overall win.
Okay, so what is the next step for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we can do like we are now, and yeah, we will see. I don't want to say too much. We will see. We can do just our best, and I hope for the next races we had no injuries. That's the most important, and then we will see.
Okay, thank you very much, and again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's have a look at how they did it from the start again. Double cracking start for these. Fantastic. You can see how close company these boys race. Etienne Bax fought tooth and nail. He got as close as you could possibly get. These boys nosedived in their victory jump over the final tabletop. It doesn't get any better than that. The red plate stays with Belgium.
Protože tam je to bodově velice vyrovnané a dokonce bych řekl, že by se mohli dostat až na 17. místo.
Overall standings then. On top of the parties, extended the lead. Herman's now in second place still. Came here in second, but a reduced margin. Giraud third now over Veldman. Etienne Bax has gone from 8th to 5th. Astonishing. Stuart Brown's still 6th, so Bax leapfrogged Stuart Brown with those two amazing runner-up spots. Further down the order, Varkendiders have proved to be so strong this year, as indeed have the Kunas brothers. Chermax will be disappointed on home soil not to have delivered a better performance. Sanders, Brett Wilkinson, riding strongly, but with a stand-in passenger, it's not always that easy. Santerman's in 12th. Let's see if poor Etienne Bax has recovered enough to have a chat with us.
Hi Etienne, again fantastic racing weekend, second place. Are you full of pain?
Yeah, at this moment it hurts. It hurts already all weekend, but we could manage to tape it well, and my brace from Ortema did work quite well, and yeah, I think on Wednesday it was not even sure if we go racing, so I think we can be happy with this result, but yeah, without a win I'm anyway disappointed. So for me it's a little bit disappointed. I had the feeling after race 1 that we could win this GP, and it did not happen, so we need to work harder and come back stronger next time.
Okay, so when do you think you will be fully ready back?
Next week we have one race in Holland in the Dutch Championship that we will try to survive. We are at this moment in the second position. That we will survive, and then we take 1 week off and start. Then after that start slowly progressing. You know, it's been a crazy time the last 5-6 weeks, from one injury to another, and only racing and GPs, and it's not very easy mentally and physically. So we need some, after next week, some time off the bike. I think it will help us in the future.
Thank you, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Etienne Bax looks bitterly disappointed with himself. He's beating himself up, but look at these guys. This guy doesn't look as though he's done a day's work, does he?
Exactly.
Incredible.
Exactly. The pair of them just look as fresh as a daisy, as though they could go out and do it again.
Well, unbelievable. Fantastic crowd, fantastic result for the Czech Grand Prix here. Kramelin has proved yet again what a world-class track it is. Ben van den Bogart, he doesn't look harassed either. I don't understand it. I had to go and lie down under the truck.
I'm going to have to go and lie down under the truck after this one for sure.
Steve Randall, the voice alongside me today. Thank you, Steve, for your input. Much appreciated, and your wide knowledge of the sport. You made it easy for me, and it's been great. I've enjoyed having you along. Thanks.
Well, no, thank you for inviting me to sit next to you and help with you with your professional way that you do your commentary. It's been a pleasure, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. Kasper Stupel is then reflective, and I can't get over the way these guys beat themselves up when they don't get a good result. We hope you've enjoyed it here on Motorsport TV. You can watch all the highlights and all the news and gossip on FIMsidecarcross.com online. You can catch up with a news item tonight, all the written reports, and we'll be across the Grand Prix season for the remainder of the year. How many more we'll do live, we don't know, but it's been a wonderful experience doing it live. And now I'll just bring Steve back in again, because these podium moments are, you could say, they are what it's all about. I mean, the adoration of the crowd, and just to stand up there on the top step.
I've never had the privilege to do so myself, but it's an amazing feeling in front of all the people, all the hard work and dedication that these guys put into this sport. This is what it's all about.
I'm pleased for them. Kurt Barrett, Loris Diders, you know, all the way from the Baltic countries, Estonian driver, Latvian passenger. They have really, really grown together. This season in particular. They were quick last year, but
yeah, this year I think they have gelled. They have gelled together. They seem to have a good package together with the engines and the frames. It seems to be working for them. So onwards and upwards for them. And it's their home Grand Prix coming soon, so it'll be good.
The reigning champion then, now up to 5th in the standings. What a result that is. Etienne Bax and Kasper Stupel. And now the overall victors, supreme. What a result for these boys. Ben van den Bogart, the passenger, 3 times a world champion, brought his expertise into the sidecar for Marvin van Lucena, and this is the result.
For sure. I think Ben coming with the package with Marvin this year, I think has been an awesome step for the team. And if they carry on the way they're going, Ben will be the first man, I think, possibly to get 4 world titles as a passenger. I could be wrong.
Won't be with different drivers, though, will it?
He had two. He had 2 with Ben Adriaansen. He had 1 with Jan Hendricks. And then if he gets this one with Marvin,
it'll be 3. It'll be 3.
3? Okay.
3 different drivers.
Yep.
But excellent stuff. I wonder how much of that hardware Etienne Bax has got in the trophy cabinet at home.
And also Kasper's. Kasper's is doing it.
Of
been
course.
doing it a long time.
Yes, he has, yeah. Now, the anthem. As applause and air horns ring out, we feel quite emotional here in the commentary box as well, because these are hard-earned plaudits.
For sure. Well earned for Marvin and Ben there. On go the goggles, it must be champagne time.
Thank you. Yeah, so what Marvin said, we're very happy with the double win. It's the first time for Marvin. I'm very proud of him because he's doing good, and we hope to continue this flow, and then maybe there's something more. Thank you.
Trať nám líbí, bylo to sice náročné, hlavně v té druhé jízdě, a budeme se snažit v tomto výsledku pokračovat i na dalším závodě mistrovství světa.
Well, against the backdrop of bubbly, the champagne flying there, let's just remind you again of how the results panned out. Here we have the overall standings then after 5 rounds. Those boys on top of the podium lead the table, and it's a handsome lead from Kern Hermans and Nicolas Mousset. Valentin Giraud up to 3rd. He will be pleased with that, and he's in sight. Julian Veldman, Den Janssens, Etienne Bax up to 5th. Stuart Brown retains 6th. So he and Joe Millard just 1 point behind Etienne Bax, the reigning champion. Varakandaidas, Kunas brothers, the Chomak brothers, Sanders and Haller, Brett Wilkinson and Lars de La up to 11th. Christoph Santemans and Belikas Konstantinas in 12th place. Further down the order, Benjamin Weiss, Arne Dierkins, you thought they would have been higher up because they worked so hard, as indeed does Gert van Werven, Heinze, Kompalati and Roch. So the top 18 then, you can see everybody in with a chance, still a long, long way to go. Hope you've enjoyed it. From me, Barry Nutley, and from Steve Randall, thanks for watching. We'll catch you again next time we do Sidecar Motocross. Bye-bye.
Partners of WSC are Peugeot, TrueCam, BO Oil, Motorsport TV and Zabel. The main partner of the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic is Beto Company, storage systems. A big portion of adrenaline is brought to you by LAMAX Electronics, general partner LAMAX Grand Prix of Czech Republic.